Hello, Mary. You were asking about my flowers, so I thought I would take you for a walk. You understand. You see, this is the garage, and I think we've added to this bed south of the garage since you've been here. To the front, see, these are the burgundy gaillardia that I got from Anna May, and lots of yellow coreopsis. Tiger lilies are just about ready to bloom here. They are blooming in other parts of the yard. Phlox are just beginning to open. Coleus in containers. Some more coleus in containers, and that's my carnival horse. Erica painted that for me, and I just love it. I believe the rock garden was here when you guys lived here, but since we've expanded the bed south of the driveway all the way over to the rock garden, and in there in early spring in this garden there's a lot of tulips and daffodils. Right now the daylilies are blooming, but they're just about done. They've been really pretty. Now the zinnias will start, and they go crazy before fall. This is the rock garden. Lots of pastels in here. Once again, quite a few zinnias. Just getting going. Don't want to run into this. I've done that before. This is just containers. 3 containers here with Angelonia, and they've got some tall zinnias in them. I love this Angelonia. It blooms all summer. I started from seed. It blooms all summer and never needs any deadheading. And it will stand drought, which works out pretty good because sometimes I forget to water. Not very often, but once in a while. All of these beds have these rocks that Larry, bless his heart, hauled them all in from Lainey Stevenson's when she was taking out a rock wall and replacing it. This on the south side of the garage is the greenhouse I told you about. I'm not using it in the summer, but it's full, fall, winter, and spring. And here, this bed has been here for years, and probably a lot like you remember it, with a lot of phlox and daylilies and numerous annuals. I start most of my annuals inside. I think you really like this pink rock. It's a pretty one. So I hope this isn't real jerky. I've never taken a video with this camera before, so bear with me. If I trip and fall down, we might be seeing a good view of the sky. More phlox. I wish you could smell these. It smells so good right now because it's just getting close to dusk, and that's when they start to smell good. Here's some. They'll climb up the vine here pretty soon, these mandevillas. And earlier here there were Asiatic and Oriental lilies. In a container here at the end I've got Lots of zinnias. They get tall. They're Bennery zinnias. They almost look like dahlias, which I don't grow anymore because there was a couple bugs that... Oh, do you see the little kitty here? There's a little kitty. That's a neighborhood. That's my cat. I think she's here all the time. And she walks like she's laden with kittens. Yay. Okay, this is, the other door to the greenhouse. Just our fire ring. This is my vegetable garden. I just have 4 tomatoes, 2 peppers, what else? A Swiss chard and 2 cucumber vines. But that's about all I need. Along the garage, I know I'm jerking this around, but there's lots of lilies. Some are done, some are still blooming, the daylilies. Larry really liked them and had gotten into them heavily, and I'm learning to like them more and more. I'm getting a red light. I don't know if that means battery low. These are just starter geraniums. I have lots of geraniums, Mary. These are just some containers. Okay, we'll walk up towards the house. Through here, there's a lot of phlox. And that bright orange bush is an Asclepias tuberosa, also called butterfly weed. There's some rudbeckia around it. But today I went and checked. It's a host plant for monarch caterpillars, and today there were 14 cats on it. Want to see a cat? There's one. I'm not going to look around and show you all 14. You're probably going, yay. Then, okay, this is the deck. Probably not as you remember it. We redid this a few years ago. And there right now, a lot of phlox are opening. And there's moonflowers, just numerous kind of plants, so there's always something in bloom. There are some oriental lilies blooming right now, which they smell so good too. Let's see. This is one of my favorite orientals. I don't know what it's called. I call it favorite oriental. I love the yellow center. Sweet pea vine growing up on the deck rail. This is a perennial helianthus. Then on the north side of the garage, it's shaded enough. Larry has this with mostly hostas. The front row is all lemon lime, and then various ones. Right now all of the hostas are in bloom, which he never let happen. He didn't like the hosta blooms, so he would cut them off the minute they started to bloom. This is kind of his memorial garden, and I have a lot of the little plaques and gazing ball that we got at the time he passed away. Okay, Here we have a big old bush. It's called Rose of Sharon. It's not supposed to grow in Iowa, so don't tell it that, because it doesn't know that. They're called blue satin. They're so pretty. And those are seeds I got from some of my internet friends. And here are more phlox and daylilies. And this is moonflower, Datura moonflower. It's just starting to unfurl. You can almost watch them open up at night. They are night bloomers, but I love to walk out here at night and smell. Their scent is just heavenly. This is an annual garden, so I try to change the look of it every year. This year I have a lot of pastels. I'll give you a sneak peek of one of my favorite, get out of here, one of my favorite daylilies. Isn't that pretty? And I love the bright yellow ones too. And they must be lemon, because right here I can smell lemon scent. So that must be a lemon lily. A lot of Larry bought some daylilies, but a lot were given to us by friends and family, of course, who didn't know what they were, but we didn't care. I love the white marigolds. And also these purple ornamental flash peppers. They add such a nice contrast in color to a garden. And of course more Angelonia everywhere. Okay, now I'll walk back towards the back garage, which you kind of, I'm sure you remember that. It's been here since 1906, and neither one of us remember when it was built, right? Oh, here's a little garden. Got my bells of Ireland and calla lilies, and this is called blue plumbago. You would like that. It's beautiful. It has a blue bloom on it. I love it. Okay, so north of this garage there's hostas in there everywhere, and I just plant some annuals for border. The dianthus and snapdragons are giving it lots of color right now. And right by the garage, between the garage and the gas tank, not so colorful now. It has the tall Joe Pye weed and then the pampas grass, so it's prettier. In about 2 weeks, it'll be a lot prettier. This garden I'm just letting, it's phlox, just starting to open. I'm letting it just grow up to phlox, and if you look closely, phlox and weeds. I want tall things in here to prevent me from seeing background, if you get what I mean. This is the gazebo. This is hops growing on the south side of it, and on the north side, trumpet vine. That's normally around 5 o'clock every night. It's just covered with hummingbirds. Well, covered like 5 or 6, but that's exciting for me. And here is Larry called this his variegated garden. I don't know why this won't let me go forward or back. I have to move the camera how I want it. But everything in here is variegated. Oh, the neighbor dog is chasing the dang cat. Ooh. Okay, everything is variegated. Variegated sedum. And these, I think you remember these. They get so pretty later on in the summer. Summer icicle or Euphorbia marginata. Just an amaranthus growing in here. And here is where you mentioned you remembered me having lots of phlox, which I still have phlox there. But I've added a lot of Monarda, which is blooming now. That's something else the hummingbirds like, and the butterflies, and the bees. I can't say butterflies so much, but I see a lot of bees on it. Okay, I think these two circles of phlox were here when you moved. I'll see a little better shot of the trumpet vine. And this garden, when we planted it, was a sun garden, and the neighbor's tree grew up, so it's now more of a shade garden. I have a few sun plants that require just part sun, but there's a lot of hostas in here. Some impatiens border. Love the red impatiens. And this is a big hosta bed. That Larry, one summer he went crazy with the shovel, digging sod and starting new hosta beds, and that variegated bed, and then he'd haul sod out to the dump and bring back a load of rock. So he dug that one and that variegated garden that summer. Here I can see I'm going to have sun in my eyes. And he dug this garden, which is almost all hostas. Oh, there's a silver mound there. Hostas, and impatiens I started from seed for the border plants. And there's some daylilies in here too. Lots of pretty ones. They're supposed to have names, but I just call them whatever I want to. I can't remember all the names. In fact, he didn't plant the ones he got, or well, some we got from friends, so don't know. And the ones he bought with the tags, he never put the tags with them because he didn't care about the names either. And these hostas might have been here when you lived here. It's hard to see the hostas so much now because there's so darn many blooms. And like I said, he liked to cut them off. So I was going to cut them off and realized there were bees, honeybees, bumblebees, and also hummingbirds enjoying the blooms. So I couldn't force myself to cut off the blooms. Okay, by the tree here, coleus. Painted all the pots red. The coleus, ooh, they're begging for water. After I get done doing this, I better water them. Yes. And here is another garden he dug that summer. I think that was 4 years ago. Maybe 3 or 4 years ago he did all of this. So there's a lot of hostas in there. Once again, I filled in with impatiens. So right now we're by the kitchen window, and this is where the hostas start about 20 feet, 30 feet I guess, east of it. And they go all the way up to the front of the house. I may have to retake see. Okay, also in the boulevard, and I know I'm looking right in the sun, but all along the boulevard, he's planted hostas the full length of the property. And he's mixed in grasses, strawberries and cream, the variegated grass, and Joe Pye weed down there too. He's got 500 hostas, 200 and, well, he had 250 varieties. And while he was in the hospital, and after he died, 50 hostas came that he had ordered over the winter. When I asked him what I was supposed to do with those hostas, he said, "You will figure something out." And I did, because I came across a map he had drawn over the winter, and he had every map, every hosta in our yard mapped, name, height, everything. He spent a lot of hours on it, but it did help me know where to plant. And to do that, I did give some of the hostas that he has in duplicate, triplicate. You see these little raccoons sitting here and there? This is on the north side of the house here, Mary, where all of those yews, and that was 3 years ago. We dug the yews out, and he turned it into hosta beds, of course. Oh, I started to say about the raccoons. He had collected raccoons. He had about 22, no, more than 22, 52 raccoons, because he would decorate the community center for sweet corn days with the raccoons. Well, they're all resin, so I decided, hi Owen. Hi. So I decided just to put them here and there throughout his hosta gardens. These are a couple of my favorite. I love this Big Daddy, and I really like the Whirlwind. That's got such a deep green, pretty green. And this one is called Blue Ivory, and it truly is blue. Or some of them that say they're blue, they aren't so blue. But this stays blue throughout the summer. Okay, more hostas over here, of course. People are driving by and thinking I'm wacko. Well, they probably already thought it. This is confirming it. Some of these hostas are huge. I don't know if it shows up on the video or not, but they're very pretty. Oh, grandson just drove by. Only in small town USA, right? This is a seat I got from my friend Lynn Kitchen when she passed away. And the big thing in town is to buy these bronze statues. Well, they're $2,000 plus. We didn't have that kind of money, so I bought concrete ones. And Erica painted them. This one is in memory of Lynn, and we had one done in memory of Larry. I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, just looking at this from this way. Okay, then the front porch. This is where a lot of the geraniums show up. They're everywhere, Mary. They're everywhere. Just petunia containers, her Calibrachoa. I have those pots permanently attached to the porch rail because you know the wind we have here, and we were sick of picking up plants every time the wind blew. So the balsam are very pretty. They love the location here. More geraniums. This is an annual out in front of the house, an annual garden, so I change the look of that every year. This year it's orange, yellow, and reds, but so far my reds in the back aren't showing up so very good. So it just looks orange and yellow. When the sun shines on it, sometimes it looks like it's on fire. Hydrangeas are blooming. More hostas over there under the lilac tree. There must be about 30 under the lilac tree and around. And then in the front is just a circular bed of mostly daylilies and some perennial helianthus. Some very colorful. I guess it looks like more red, yellow, and orange, but that is just by chance, not by planning. Pretty orange daylily. I love orange flowers. And deep burgundy one. And a beautiful red one, deep red. And this is a bench that was donated to us by friends in memory of Larry. It's made from milk cartons, milk jugs, recycled milk jugs. And this is the statue that I told you, bought a concrete one because I'm a cheap, but it looks the same as the bronze ones downtown, if you don't know. This little guy is supposed to be holding a flag, but I chose to have him holding a garden tool instead. So, we have made it all the way around. I hope you enjoyed the tour, Mary. Bye.